You're off sick right now. How does this happen?
I would never have guessed that I'd be off work because of stress. It's just not like me. Um, I've always thought of myself as someone who's really capable. But I just couldn't cope at work. I was feeling so ill and tired because I wasn't sleeping properly. When I consulted my GP, she suggested that I, take some time off because I was stressed by work.
Did anybody do anything to help you deal with the stress at work?
My GP, I guess, but at work, no. I didn't have anyone to go to. I think it was my boss who was causing a lot of the problems, so I couldn't exactly approach him, could I? No. I don't really think I had much choice but to go off sick. I spoke to a friend who asked if we have like a stress policy at work, because I think she has one in her office, but couldn't see anything about it in my office.
What did you do to try and prevent Molly going off sick?
What did I do? I'm not sure, really. I've always thought of myself as a really hands-on manager, I thought I was helping her by really paying attention to what she was doing. But despite this, Molly has been all over the place, really, over the past few weeks. But I don't think there's anything I could have done to prevent her from being stressed. It's a personal thing, really, isn't it? It was probably because of those exams she has to revise for.
How is your job now?
Wow, I feel so much better than I did then. I can still get a bit stressed, but generally there's been an improvement at work. I went to my HR manager because, I was at the end of my tether and I didn't feel comfortable talking to my boss. HR were really, really supportive. They encouraged me to, talk to my boss about how I felt. They even said they could set up a meeting with me and my boss and they would attend if I wanted. But after they gave me some really helpful advice on how to actually talk to my boss, I felt confident enough to talk to him myself. We talked through some issues I had and agreed on some changes. He has agreed to let me get on with my work as long as we have weekly meetings. We also now have team meetings, which are a really good way to, see what the rest of the team are up to and to see how my work relates to theirs. And what's really helpful as well is that he has agreed to cut my workload when I'm studying for my exams.
Molly seems much happier in work these days. What's changed at work?
In this instance, Keith's management style was affecting the way Molly was working. By encouraging communication between the two and supporting Molly so that she was able to approach Keith, we were able to manage the level of pressure on Molly to an acceptable level. I wish more people were like Molly. So many people go off sick without us being aware of it, but Molly approached us before things got really bad. I think it's really important to have a stress policy in place, and we make sure our staff are aware that it exists. For instance, it's pinned up on the staff notice board, and Molly realised that she was able to approach us when things were getting bad with her line manager.